Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today is something really special just because of the sheer fact of all of my friends on this channel and the community. They're assholes, and I love them so much because they are just constantly pressuring me into spending more money and making my wallet really thin. And it's great, it's fantastic, but man, I need to get more time. Just to watch all these things that are really wonderful. So if you notice any of the things that I will showcase, today, I'm sure some of you will spot. If you are the ones who pressured me into getting this, you know who you are. And so I want to say thank you to everybody who has pressured me into becoming a poor person. But anyway, let's just jump right into the films that I picked up. All right, so for the month of September, I wanted to buy a little bit less because I've been spending a little bit too much money on those indicator box sets, and so I bought a few things, obviously, throughout the month, and to queue up for October as well. But there are a few odd titles that I picked up. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually Roman Holiday. This is a Paramount Presents. This is my first Paramount Presents picture, and this is actually the first time that this film has been on Blu-ray. This has Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck, two of my favorite actor and actresses of all time. I love them both so much, and every time I see Gregory Peck in Moby Dick, I just picture that is Captain Ahab. But anyway, that's a completely different film. But yeah, Roman Holiday is a film that I've never seen before, and it's something that I really, really want to see. Yeah, this came out in 1953, and I'm so excited to finally own this film. And there's that Amaray case right there. It's just clear. It came with the digital download as well if you are interested in that. And it gives you a little bit of a background. It looks like a quote, William Wyler showed that he was not a one-note director when he took his lighthearted subject material and saw it through to the finish line perfectly. You wouldn't change a moment in this film. So yeah, I just can't wait for this film. And I don't know why, but I will definitely watch this very, very soon. So let's actually move on from Paramount Presents to Flickr Alley. All right, so the next film that I picked up is actually from Flickr Alley. It's my second one. I have Nanook of the North from Flickr Alley, which I still haven't seen, but I actually picked up another film, a silent film from 1923. This is The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and this has Lon Chaney in it. And this is going back to the very beginning of the video, the person who pressured me, one of the persons who pressured me. You know who you are, movie chatter. Anyway, Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'm really excited to check this out. And I mean, just look at that freaking cover right there of Lon Chaney in that makeup. It's shocking and surreal, so I cannot wait to watch this film. And actually, I picked up another film that was connected to this, from Arrow Video, Arrow Academy, and I actually got a Man of a Thousand Faces with James Cagney as Lon Chaney. And I really don't know terribly too much about this, but I am really excited to look at more Lon Chaney work and just explore some of those faces that he actually created. And there's the alternate cover right there. So Arrow had a commission cover. Man, that original cover looks really fantastic too. So anyway, I am super excited to check out more of these films, and I think this is a good time in October coming up to watch a lot of these horror films. So thank you, Stephanie, for recommending these films to me, and I cannot wait to check them out soon. So actually, this will transition to a Criterion, my only Criterion that I picked up in the whole entire month of September. Moving on from the Lon Chaney double feature, I cannot wait to check out this next film. It's from 1934. It's by Frank Capra, and I love Frank Capra so much. I almost said his name wrong. I don't know why. This stars Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert, and It Happened One Night is the Criterion. It's spy number 736. The one person who recommended this to me, thank you so much for this, because I've been wanting to watch this for the longest time. And it's something that is just a blind spot of mine, but I've heard such great things about it. So It Happened One Night. It certainly is going to definitely pique my interest very, very soon, and I'm going to definitely watch this very, very shortly. So thank you so much for this, and yeah, I just can't wait to watch it because I've loved everything Frank Capra has ever done, and so this is definitely the time to watch it, even in the month of October. All right, so these next bunch of films are actually a lot of German expressionist films, and I don't know why, but I've been on a big roll watching a lot of these films. In fact, I'll talk about one a little bit later on, a film that I did watch with my roommate, and we really enjoyed it. But I've been watching a lot of silent films and a lot of German expressionist films, because those are the films that I think in the silent era that I really love. And so there's a lot of blind spots for me, and there's still some stuff that I'm still exploring. So the first thing I want to talk about is Taboo, F.W. Murnau's Taboo, a story of the South Seas, and this is from Eureka right here, Masters of Cinema. This is spy number 61, and I've been buying a lot more Indicator and Eureka titles, and Arrow as well. So I've been trying to dip my toes into Region B, and also some films from across the sea that I think Kino Lorber has a Taboo as well, and it actually has a really pretty looking Taboo cover, if I recall. But I wanted to get the Eureka version because of just the amount of special edition features that this comes with. This has the 75th anniversary restoration, pre-Paramount, longer Murnau approved version of the film with uncensored scenes and title cards, appearing in its 1:19:1 aspect ratio for the first time. Full-length commentary track by R. Dixon Smith and Brad Stevens, 15-minute German documentary about Taboo. And then it says outtakes, short subject from 1940 with a fishing hunt scene. And yeah, a 56-page booklet writing of Murnau, Scott Eyman, David Flattery, Mark Langer, Floyd Crosby, along with a song for Mr. Murnau and rare imagery. So I just can't wait to check this out, and I've been really enjoying all of Murnau's work. So actually switching from Murnau to Fritz Lang. So actually I've had this movie for the longest time, but I, for some reason in my head, did not think that there were like sequels to this film. Still haven't seen this one. So I've had this one for the longest time. So Fritz Lang's Dr. Mabuse, The Gambler. I haven't seen this one. If you've seen this channel before, you know I have this movie, so this isn't new. But the thing that I did pick up is another Eureka Masters of Cinema, spy number 43, The Testament of Dr. Mabuse. Cannot talk. Das Testament de Dr. Mabuse. I hope I said that correctly in German. But this is the film that came out about 10 years later. I think Dr. Mabuse came out in 1922. This one came out in 1933, so 11 years later, this one came out. So I'm excited to check out this one. This is the shorter version of this particular film, or at least not the version, but like the shorter runtime than this behemoth, which is like 270 minutes, which is insane. And this one's about 122 minutes, which is a typical film, right, length. But I'm excited to check out more Dr. Mabuse and also more Fritz Lang, because I've just been, in this kick lately. So I got those Eureka Masters of Cinema, and actually let's talk about one more Eureka, because I actually just recently watched the first film in this collection, and I really absolutely loved it. I can't wait to talk about it. So moving right along with Eureka titles, I actually picked up this limited edition box set, Buster Keaton. You know the person who you are who actually made me buy this. I'm so excited to check out more of the films. I watched Our Hospitality in this box set. It also has Go West in College. Our Hospitality is from 1923, and it had a lot of amazing work that Buster Keaton. This is like one of his first full-length feature films from what I've gathered, and I watched a lot of the special features. I watched it with my roommate. I really loved it. There's a lot of amazing scenes in this, specifically with a train, which, like I've seen The General, so I know he loves trains, but also like with a waterfall, and there's just so many great sequences in this film, and Buster Keaton is just so endearing. And so, yeah, I really cannot wait to watch the rest of these films and explore more of it, and this is a really awesome box set right here. So you got this, you got Buster Keaton right there. That's the 3-disc special edition Blu-ray. And then you got this amazing little film essay book with a bunch of awesome still images and stuff to read about him. And it smells really good because it just opened up. I just opened it up, and it's new, and you know that new smell of films. And so I cannot wait to check out this, because these are almost 100 years old, which is insane. But yeah, I cannot wait to check out more Buster Keaton, and so thank you very much, the person who definitely pushed me in the direction to get these films. And now I'm talking about Kino Lorber, and we already talked about this director before. F.W. Murnau. I watched The Last Laugh, and I watched this actually with my roommate recently, and wow, what an insanely amazing film. It's just a very expressive, film that has hardly any like silent cue cards at all. Like there's no dialogue cards, like hardly in this film, and it's just all based on emotion and of this man who gets fired from his job, and he's just old and feels a lot like, you know, just very useless. And it's something that really is really wonderful, and not the premise of what I just described, but it's something that is really to the human spirit. And I think it's a very, very fantastic film with amazing, amazing camera work and a lot of different techniques that were not tried around this time. And I think this is like one of the first films that tried a lot of these different camera techniques and a lot of this like moving, seeing something in motion with the camera and going and following through with it. And so, yeah, this was a fantastic time. I watched it actually with the 2017 film, the orchestra, the Berkeley Silent Film Orchestra. I listened to that score, and I'm really excited to actually check out more of the original 1924 by Giuseppe Becquet. And I want to see that orchestra as well, but I need to compare it. But it was a really fantastic film, very emotive. I got really invested in it, and it was a good time. So if you haven't seen F.W. Murnau's The Last Laugh, you should definitely check it out. So actually, moving on from here, for another Kino Lorber is a film that I think is really good to get during this month of October. I got Supernatural, Carol Lombard and Randolph Scott, and I've seen both of them in several films, but I just cannot wait to check out this one because it's, you know, right in time for October, and it's something that I've been having on my queue for the longest time. It's like, it's time to get this because October's coming right around the corner. So those are my two Kino Lorbers, and actually move on from there to a Shout Select film that I picked up. All right, so the Shout Select film that I picked up was actually from Walmart because I saw that they've been having these sales. In fact, I'll talk about another one in a second from Scream Factory, but this is something that like I wanted to upgrade for the longest time anyway because it just has some other new features that I think is really cool. I actually picked up When Harry Met Sally, and I got the Shout Select as spy number 59, and I love that cover. And obviously with this one, it has a reversible cover as well. You know, the original cover right there. What a fantastic film. And what a fantastic film about time, relationships, and how we grow old. And you really kind of get to know somebody through a lot of really odd situations and scenarios. And, you know, it's time for me to watch this as well. Probably in the month of November. That's probably when I'll watch this movie, but I cannot wait to check it out again. So, yeah, When Harry Met Sally. So these last three films are queuing up for October, and I had to pick these up because these are films that I've been eyeing for the longest time, but I hadn't thought about getting until probably just right about now. And there's some Scream Factories. And so, you know, kind of going right along with When Harry Met Sally, this is one I picked up at Walmart because it was really cheap, and I actually picked up Candyman. I watched Candyman quite a long time ago when I was younger, and I really didn't understand it. And so now, knowing this, you know, the social context of this film, I cannot wait to see the new version that Jordan Peele's involved with, and this one in particular as well, and revisiting this particular film from the 90s, this cult slasher classic that really just has a lot more to say than just, you know, what happens in the film. So I cannot wait to check this out. I cannot say his name terribly too many times, otherwise I will summon him here, and I don't want to do that. So another film that I actually just watched for the first time with my one of my best friends, who's finally back, thank God. He's back from Arkansas, and that's too much information. But we actually watched The Blob from 1988, and wow, the effects in this film are insane. And I was totally expecting, I'm used to the 50s Blob, with Steve McQueen, and I'm used to all of that. But man, this film is like grotesque and insane, and it made me laugh out loud so many times, and it was just such a phenomenal time. If you haven't seen The Blob from 1988, definitely go do yourself a favor, because it's a freaking hell of a good time. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And then the last film that I want to pick up, that I want to showcase with you, is a film that's really legendary in the horror community. I actually picked up the box set from Creepshow, and this is the Scream Factory edition, right? The limited edition box set. It doesn't come with a poster, unfortunately, but yeah, George A. Romero and Stephen King do a lot of this. I haven't seen this since I was a kid, so it's been a long time for me to watch a lot of these vignettes, these different horror anthology series. I really love these horror anthology series. I just recently watched Black Sabbath for the first time, and that just sparked my interest going back to these horror anthologies. So I'm certainly ready for Creepshow, and I hope you are as well. So that's what I picked up for the month of September. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope all of you, all my friends who are assholes, who make me spend all my money all the time, enjoy this little video. And I want to say thank you all for checking this video out. Give this a like, comment down below. Tell me, what did you pick up during the month of September, and what are you excited about most coming up in October? I would like to know more about that. So thank you very much again, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around. X.